instant and immediate viewing of events, moments and objects, the beauty of photography to humanity. Photographs are instant memory records. They resonate with cultures. Now they are resonating with technology. As technology continues to evolve, so also the world of photography. With the rise of virtual and augmented reality, photographers can now create immersive experience that transport viewers to new worlds. A new reality, probably one that many will see as ideal, and this is paying new bills.
Photography has seen so. It's not everything that we expose. If not, even we do contribution every week. We are doing contribution of 50K that I engage myself with. All is under this photography. But assuming I'm working under a private organization, I don't think if I'll be able to raise such money.
Okusureke Samuel is a young burgeoning photographer. As a student and learner of the art of photography, he sees this art as thrilling and worth it.
A lot of us are learning photography, and I feel the reason why they're learning is because they see it as a very good subject, something that could help them in the future to develop themselves as a side hustle. It doesn't take a lot of stress. Photography is a simple art. It doesn't have no stress, no problems. It just flows.
Main staff.
Osazefe is a more accomplished photographer. He is a specialist in documenting images that tell stories. He has told many stories with his images, and he sees the impact it has on his audience.
What we try to do as photographers, the burden of the photographer is tell the complete story. Why we're photographing that boy somewhere in the backside of one remote village who is having to drink from a polluted stream? They're talking about the narrative of that woman who lost her baby because she couldn't afford the 2,500 naira Medicare. While we talk about the man on the roadside who barely runs on a 5,000 naira budget for his family on a month. Why we tell those narratives? We should also tell how Nigerians are also pushing the boundaries and advancing human race and being of value to the society.
But now he hopes to tell a different story. A story that is dear to his heart and pushes his creative juices beyond limits. He hopes to tell the story of poverty. But how does one do that without bending to the caprices of stereotypes?
Everything in life is about storytelling. And thankfully, photography is now, in my own view, the most effective way of pushing narrative and creating stories and telling stories. So for me, there's something in photography that we call poverty porn, which is international organizations, what they call Global North, fly into an African country and take pictures of the child with flies on his face, the child with the tongue closed, the child with dirt all over him, and use the picture for whatever. But again, we ask ourselves, is that the only thing happening in Africa? Is that the only thing happening in Nigeria? Yes, there are economic hardship. We cannot take away that narrative. But two narratives can coexist.
Osaze speaks of highlighting the strength of poor people and the resilience to the struggle. This is very unlike what is commonly portrayed, helpless victims and vagabonds.
Call them moment of criminality. So what I did with a few colleagues of mine, two of my mentees, who are colleagues of mine, we went to their den somewhere in Jahi. It's like a local government. Where these boys who we see on the road, the dirt they pick, what we call dirt they pick, the plastics, the scrap metal that they pick, where they go to dump them, sieve the plastic into different quality and colors. They process them, and people come from all parts of Nigeria to buy them, that they now recycle to produce other things. So we documented the entire value chain, just to let the society know that they are not really what you guys call them to be.
Using this model on a larger scale, Osaze believes that photography is a strong tool to changing the negative narratives about Nigeria. He wants better platform for photographers to showcase their talent, but telling the Nigerian story in a different light.
To be cultural centers, it's interesting how the federal capital of the most populous black nation, the biggest economy in Africa, does not have a museum, does not have a gallery. I mean, state-of-the-art international standard gallery where artists can go in and showcase their work. There had to be an infrastructure an end-to-end infrastructure. So how can we bring in the international community to see the work created by photographers when we don't even have state infrastructure to showcase their work to the international community?
You don't need an expensive camera to practice your photographic skills. Your smartphone has a camera that can tell 1,000,000 stories. So maybe you can join Osaze to redirect the Nigerian story to a more positive one and make money while doing that. And that's